Hey everybody.
Hello, hello, hello.
Ooh, welcome to our first ever podcast episode of
Our Life is a Honeymoon.
Yes. And there's no better way to start a story than by starting it from the beginning.
Yes, how we met and all the antics and things that went into it.
Yeah, so get ready and listen to some fun.
All right.
We're going to tell you all about how we met.
Here we go.
The universe brought us together.
That we know.
And together we want to share that story with you.
As well as all of the practices we do to keep our relationship thriving.
Because to us, it feels like our life is a honeymoon.
We want that same joy for all of you. I'm Tim.
I'm Amy, and this is our podcast. Hey, everybody.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, thank you for joining us for our very first podcast of Our Life is a Honeymoon.
Welcome, welcome. This is very exciting. We've been working on this for a little while now.
Mm-hmm. So I'm Amy Considine.
I'm Tim Obert.
And we are so happy you're here with us. So, Tim, what's the reason we're making this podcast to begin with?
The reason we are making this podcast is we go to couples therapy for occasional sessions that I'd say is for, just if anything pops up that we just feel like we need a third party, opinion. We book a session with our therapist, and she actually recommended that we start a podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. And we thought it was a good idea. She said, you two have such a healthy relationship, you really should start a podcast. And so we do have an awesome relationship, and we think that everybody else can have that too. So we have so many ideas and things that we do on a daily, a weekly, a monthly, and annual basis. And so we're going to share all of that with you guys over the weeks and the months and hopefully the years. So we thought there's no better place to begin than in the beginning.
Yes.
How we met.
Yes, how we met. And this is a story that we have told to people and they've been inspired by, and we thought, it's a good place to start. And so, should I just take it away?
Yeah, take it away, Tim.
All right. So, in the beginning, when, right when, I was about to say July 2017 is when I first reached out to Amy. It was on a meditation podcast called Insight Timer. And it was for, keeping time on meditation. Just, if I want a timer, it's like 10 minutes, set a little timer, and then it dings. But there was also a social media aspect to it. And so I was just adding a bunch of people because it was fun, just meditating with different people all over the world. And then I saw Amy, I added her, and then she reached out to me, but I'll let her tell that part of the story.
Okay, yeah, thanks. So, I downloaded the same app, Insight Timer. Oh, that's a nice dog. And it was solely for a little ding when you're done meditating. So, I had been, I was single and just really focusing on healing and meditation and just becoming in touch with who I was deep down inside. So meditation became a big part of my journey. So I was just innocently meditating on my back patio, and the little ding would ding. And then Insight Timer has this feature where it shows you these little tiny thumbnail pictures of like 12 people around the world that meditate at the same time that you've meditated. And, I don't really pay much attention. So one day this guy friend requests me on Insight Timer, and I was like, yeah, okay. And then from that point forward, Insight Timer shows you people that you're friends with who have meditated at the same time first, before everybody else. And I'll note at that time there were 2 million users on the app. So there were a lot of people. And so I would meditate, and I kept noticing that when I was done meditating, his picture would pop up. And so it was teeny. So I took a screenshot and I blew it up. And I was like, he's kind of cute, but he lives all the way in Seattle, and this doesn't make any sense. And so I sent his picture to my girlfriends, and I'm like, do you think I should reach out? I don't know. What do I do? And so I decided to. And so I just texted through, and it's not a real user-friendly social sort of app. It's not like Facebook or anything like that. It's a meditation app. But you are able to message. And so I just messaged, do you remember what I said? Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. So around this time, I was, really into self-development books and just doing a lot of my own healing. And I remember being very happy one day, and I took a selfie of myself, and just remember posting it in this little, in the Insight Timer, and I just remember being truly joyful. It was like the happiest time of my life, just doing a lot of self-work. And so I was like, I need to document this. And so I posted it, and Amy saw that picture, and in her message, I remember her saying, your picture just radiates a lot of joy, and I just wanted to share that with you. And when I see joy, I just want to show you, mention that your joy is bringing me joy. And then so I saw that, and I remember thinking, I feel like I'm being catfished, and is this a real person? Because she is beautiful, and
Thank you. And
just a really, she had a great picture too, and so I didn't mention that to her until I think maybe a year into our relationship. I think I told her that part. But yeah, she reached out to me, and then, just back and forth from there.
Yeah. So, so we messaged each other a little bit in the app, and honestly, it was like the third sentence that he sent me, and I'm like, he's the one. Because he asked me who my favorite musical artists were, and that was so important to me at that time to align with someone musically, which we did, and I just thought that was awesome because I like a pretty specific genre of music that is not that popular in South Florida. And I used to always say, I'm going to have to meet somebody out of state because I can't meet anybody here. And then I would say, no, you cannot say that because you're going to manifest difficulty dating in Florida. But anyways, I don't want to give it away, but I imported him from Seattle. So we switched from Insight Timer, I think, to Facebook Messenger. And we were talking for a while that way, and then we had our first phone call, which we were very, very, very nervous.
Yeah, I remember we each came prepared with a list of questions.
Oh my God, that is very us.
like I was like, I want this call to go great. I remember we each had notebooks, and it was,
I don't recall.
It was ended up being a three hour conversation, I think. The first phone call.
I remember the Skype. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, and we just really.
I remember it.
We just really hit it off, from the first time we spoke on the phone. But yeah, I think even before that we started sending audio messages because that's how we heard each other's voices through Facebook Messenger.
Oh, that's so cute. So then we decided, okay, things are going well. Let's Skype because. It's not like it was that long ago. It was 2017, but I feel like Skype is archaic. Does it
Skype
exist?
is out of business.
Well, we owe a lot to Skype. So anyways, we decided to set up for our first Skype. The first hour of our first Skype, I don't even think we made a logical sentence. We were just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And that was a 5-hour session. I do remember that. I've never had any conversation with anybody that lasted that long. And so things were going really well, and so we decided we needed to meet each other.
Mm-hmm. I remember the thing that was crazy about the Skype, I just want to kind of mention on this, was, it all been pictures and texts and audio, so just seeing each other in live, we're 3,000 miles across the country, and so it started becoming more real and more real. And so the next step after talking on the phone, Skyping, was meeting. And so I think that was in September.
Well, of course it was in September. That's
I think I remember I said November originally.
Yeah, because there was a concert, and I was like, "Are you crazy?"
So
it was way too far away.
So 2 months after first talking, we're planning to meet, and so I book a flight for September 7th. I mean, was it this? Yeah, it was the 7th. Yeah. And so it was right around the time, for news to me, a hurricane coming through Florida.
News to me also, because I don't watch the news because I don't need that negativity in my life. And that the news are always these scare tactics and trying to get people all worked up. So I don't let them make me nervous. But in this instance, probably I should have. So it was a few days before Tim was set to come. And I was like, I'm gonna go get a pedicure. And the news was on at the nail salon. And they're saying if you live in our area, if you're in South Florida, you have to evacuate. And I was like, oh God, this is really happening. I'm like, okay, wake up, like no more fairy tale dream. Like you got to get the kids and you got to evacuate. So it was horrible. I have a wonderful friend. This part's not horrible. I have a wonderful friend, Patty, who had a condo up in, I think it was Sugar Mountain in North Carolina. And she was always like, Amy, anytime you want to stay there, you know, just pay the cleaning fee, go up anytime. So I'm like, Patty, you know, I am petrified. Can I evacuate and go bring the kids and the cats up to North Carolina? And so, of course, she said yes. And then I had to make the phone call and let Tim know that this wonderful meeting was just not going to happen. And I was so heartbroken and really, really, really upset. So but I had to just do what was best for me and for my kids and my cats. And so we canceled the trip because Tim wouldn't have been able to fly in anyway. And so I contacted my ex-husband, and because we were very amicable, he was going to watch the children while Tim was coming here for 5 days. So I let him know I was going to evacuate with the kids, and he said no, he would prefer to take them to his mom's, who also lived in North Carolina. So then I'm on my own evacuating with my 3 cats, and then we look at Tim's ticket to fly here.
Yeah. So, you know, this is all happening. I'm 3,000 miles away. Hurricanes aren't on my radar for even I just didn't understand how it all worked. You know, living, you know, in Seattle, that wasn't a problem that we dealt with. And so, you know, I look at my ticket, like we hadn't officially canceled it. It was like we canceled it with each other, but not, you know, through the, you know, tickets and flights and all that. And so we looked at it, and it was in North Carolina, the place that she was evacuating to. And so I called the airline, and, you know, it was like, hey, you know, there's a hurricane. Is there any way I can switch my flight? My layover is, you know, exactly where I would like to be. And after, you know, dealing with like, hey, can I speak to the manager? The first person turned me down. And then
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember any of this.
Yeah. It wasn't easy.
I thought you just took the first part and abandoned ship.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Tell me more, Tim.
Yeah. And so I had to, you know, deal with some, you know, pushback, even though I could have just done that, but I didn't, you know,
I've never canceled the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was, so
He's a rule follower. I'm the rebel.
And so, yeah, it all worked out, and I was able to land, you know, where Amy was going to be staying in the same, like, you know, a couple hours away.
Yeah. So, evacuation day comes, and I was going to be picking Tim up from the airport the next day. And so I got my kids with their dad, who happened to not be ready to take them until the afternoon, which put a little glitch in my system. So normally what should be, I don't even know. I don't know why I'm looking at you. I think an 11 or 12 hour drive. It was a 17-hour drive because everybody was evacuating. There was no gas. So it was me and the 3 cats in their carriers in the back seat. And I am not, do you remember what time your flight was? I think it was like around 1 o'clock.
That I was landing?
Landing, yeah, in Charlotte. And so so I'm driving, it becomes nightfall. I still have a long way to go, and I'm very clear that I cannot stop anywhere because I was very tired, maybe get a hotel, sleep, and then keep going in the morning. That wasn't going to be an option because I wouldn't have been able to pick him up. So every hour on the hour, when there was an exit, I pulled off, parked in a hotel parking lot so I felt safe. I would take a 10-minute nap, get back on the road, and I did that all night until it became light out again. So I finally get to the base of the mountain, and this is, you know, very small town, North Carolina. Everybody's very trusting. So there's a real estate office, and that's where I'm supposed to pick up my key to get into the condo. And they have just one of those little like mailboxes that's affixed to a wall that you just lift a little flap. And so I open the flap, and there is no key after driving 17 hours. And so I called my friend Patty, and I'm like, oh my God, Patty, there's no key. What do I do? And she goes, she didn't live there. And she goes, I don't know. I only use a property manager. So I ended up finding an 800 number. Within an hour, somebody came and let me in. So I had to unload the cats, the car. I slept for 45 minutes, took a shower, got on the road to pick up this guy, and I've been talking a while. You want to keep
Yeah,
going?
yeah. So I'm just making this easy flight across the U.S., and meanwhile, Amy's just
Haggard.
pushing and struggling just to, make it, I would have been fine waiting, but
Wasn't an option at that time. This was
But-
very exciting.
But so I land, no issues, no struggles, just a regular old flight. But I remember landing, and then that's when things started to get really, I'm like, all right, we're about to meet for the very first time. This is something else, and I remember stopping at a water fountain, and I think I might have taken a video of myself saying like, this is me, right before meeting Amy for the first time. Like there's a video somewhere, and just then popping in a piece of gum and then heading down the escalator, and and then I feel like Amy was doing the same thing, or no, she was coming from a different side.
Yeah, so he was coming down one escalator to the baggage claim, and I chose a different, not wrong, but different escalator. And if there's one thing, if I could go back in my life, I'll probably change a lot of different things, but for sure, I would have had a videography crew filming this, because we both were at the bottom of the escalators on the two sides of baggage claim in the Charlotte airport. And then we just saw each other from afar, and we just met in the middle. And I didn't know, was this a friendly meeting? And then he just laid one right on me, really good one. And that was very exciting. And then we were so nervous. We had to sit in baggage claim for over an hour. We were just like shaking.
Yeah.
We couldn't walk. We were. It was like the emotion was unbelievable before we could even exit the airport.
Yeah, it was because everything was screen based up until this moment. Everything
Yes.
was digital, and so it was like, just like something you see, maybe like meeting like a celebrity, but different.
But better.
and so we just really just were shaken up, in a great way. That it took a little while for like the nerves to come down and for us to just start hanging out.
Yeah. And I remember I don't remember the name of the restaurant, but shout out to my friends Sarah and Jerry, because they took me there one time before. There was a vegan restaurant in Charlotte, and we had our first meal together, and I was so nervous eating in front of him, and yeah, just so nervous about everything. It was a very nerve-wracking but awesome experience. So our first date was 5 days long. Don't judge. We stayed together. And it
In
was
this
awesome.
condo?
In the condo. And it was the greatest. It was the greatest until the day before, when I realized that it was going to end, and there was what's next. We lived 3,000 miles away. So you remember we were out to lunch, and what did we do? Do you remember? You don't remember? We played Roses and Thorns.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Tim taught me this game, Roses and Thorns, where you share one great thing in your life and one sad thing in your life.
Or one thing that's going well and one thing you're struggling with.
Tomato. Anywho. And so when it was, I honestly don't remember yours. Do you remember yours? Well, I remember mine. And I think my rose was like how great this was, but then I started crying. And I was just so upset because all of my energy, and I'm a think-aheader, but I think this was so exciting I forgot to think ahead. And all of a sudden it's like, this went great, and now what? And I remember just being really upset, and call us crazy, but Tim was like,
Yeah,
what you said?
yeah. So I forgot this was part of the Roses and Thorns. Mm-hmm. Shout out to our friend Lisa. She's the one who got me on the Roses and Thorns. I remember hanging out with her and her husband Pete. Really, really good little conversation starter, mm-hmm. or just gets a lot of good things that come from that. Mm-hmm. So, I'm an impulsive person, not as impulsive as I was then. I've grown, that was 8 years ago. And so I just remember saying, I'll just move down here. Like we've known each other for 2 months. And I was living in Seattle, and I had been there for 7 years at that point. It was 2017. I moved there in almost 7 years. And, just it felt natural. It didn't feel like I was forcing anything, rushing anything. Even though, if you look at it on paper, it's very fast.
Yeah, when you know, you know.
Yeah, and so we, it was kind of decided there, on a whim. It worked out. Here we are, 8 years later.
Very much in love.
But we, it just all happened without forcing or thinking. It's just kind of, we felt our way through it, which, sometimes can backfire, but sometimes, we took a risk.
We took a great risk and no regrets. So we had, you're so cute. So we had 2 months late, long distance. It can be done, but it is it was very challenging to have somebody face to face, and then all of a sudden you just have them through a screen after. I just wanted to crack that screen open and just grab you out. So we had our next date in Seattle. I went to Seattle and stayed there for 5 days, and that went amazingly as well.
Yeah, that was interesting because the first time we met, it was in a neutral setting where she didn't really know the area that well. I didn't know the area at all. So now we're, the next thing, and it was like the ball's in my court, and so I just remember really getting excited to plan and just come up with, I remember getting it was like a Sunday after work. I was working for a computer repair online company with my roommate Ben at the time. Shout out to Ben.
Hey, Ben.
And Amelia. And so, I remember it was a Sunday. Maybe I was working on the weekend and just really sitting down and spending 3 hours coming up with this epic, itinerary of just options. It wasn't
itinerary.
And we, it just another successful, just just an effortless kind of experience of spending time together.
Yep, 100%. And then we had another 2-month break, and then you flew out and met the kids finally.
And that was in December.
That was in December, right after Christmas. And so we had another good week then. And then at that point, you went back to Seattle and sold most of your possessions, and you're out here by February.
Yeah.
And that's it. That is the story of how we met. And the odds of us meeting are pretty much 0%. Can you imagine on this little tiny, it's so scary to think about if we hadn't downloaded that app. I can't even,
Shout out to, for me, 10% Happier. The podcast is where I heard it because I was really into meditation, which I still am. And he mentioned the app, and that's how I found out about it.
Yeah. I don't know how I found out about it, but I am so glad I did. That was extremely life-changing.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's the story of how we met, and our future episodes are going to be things that we've done to keep this relationship thriving, which I would say it's definitely at 100% thrive level.
Yeah, we're thinking about different themes, and some themes are more practical day-to-day stuff. What do we do day-to-day, and some are more broad, whether it's more general things about just how we've come this far in our relationship.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. But I thought we could have a little fun right now as we wrap up our first episode and maybe play a little round of Would You Rather? Okay. So I actually asked ChatGPT ahead of time. And how about...
I haven't seen these yet.
I will read the question, but you go first for the first one. We'll do 5 of them. So for anybody that knows us, and if you don't know us, we will learn quickly, we are obsessed with Disney.
But we didn't become obsessed until we started.
We became obsessed together. We were not individually obsessed. We have grown this love together, and it is just...
Kids are not involved.
No.
The kids are not involved in this.
The kids are not involved because they don't want to be. They have been invited. You make us sound terrible. The children don't really want to go. So when my kids, Star and Phoenix, are with their dad, Star is actually 19 and has her own place now, but we go then.
And Phoenix is 16. He had a phase where he was into it.
Oh, those were the days. He and I would take solo trips, and it was so magical. But anywho, back to Would You Rather. So Tim, would you rather eat Mickey pretzels every day or never eat a Dole Whip again?
I'd have to eat Mickey pretzels every day.
What? Oh. Okay. I really like Dole Whips, but I would choose to never eat a Dole Whip again because the carbs in a Mickey pretzel every day. I'm on a quest to be more thin.
Mickey pretzels are vegan, and
Yes.
I'm 99% vegan, which
You
isn't
are
really
vegan.
vegan. So I try.
You are very, very
And
vegan.
Mickey pretzels are vegan, so that's why
Yeah.
they're good.
Okay, so I'll answer the next one first. But would you rather spend a whole day at Magic Kingdom or a romantic evening at Epcot? Oh, God. That one is so hard. I think my answer changes from time to time depending on which park. Oh, gosh. Which park. There's a cat that is infiltrating on the side. Do not drink my water. Esther, do not knock over our equipment. At this moment, I would choose a day at Magic Kingdom. I love it. I love it. It's just so cute. How about you, Tim?
My first thought is the romantic evening at Epcot. I think that'd be my choice
Yeah.
because it's just a nice place to be, and
I know. It's the park we go to most.
There's just a lot of good food, and
Yeah.
there's always some festival happening, and
Yeah.
you can just eat a lot of different food.
And it's chill. Everywhere's chill though that we go. We're pass holders, so we don't feel the pressure to do things. So we just sit and we take it in and enjoy each other. Okay. Oh God. Would you rather get stuck on It's a Small World or Haunted Mansion?
I mean, I know we've gotten stuck in on Haunted Mansion a lot, and it is not fun. I think It's a Small World. It's a lot more spacious, and
Yeah.
I think we've gotten stuck on both actually. But I remember,
Mildly stuck on Small World.
I'll choose Small World.
Oh, Esther, I'm sorry, our cats are fighting. Okay, it's okay. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Stop it, Esther. Stop it. Okay, fun fact, I am claustrophobic and I have had panic attacks on Haunted Mansion when we have, okay, kitties. Oh boy. Somebody didn't tell the cats to behave. I would much rather get stuck on It's a Small World, for sure. Do you think that's enough fun facts, actually? Because I don't want to take too long on this. But yeah. So anyways, thank you, everybody, for tuning in to our very first episode. We super appreciate you taking the time to join us, and we hope that you will love this podcast and listen to all of our future podcasts.
Yeah, we will have this on Spotify and anywhere else you listen to your podcasts. This will be distributed on all of them, all the major ones for sure. And then also on YouTube at Our Life is a Honeymoon, the channel. And
you can follow us on Facebook or Instagram, and that is Our Life is a Honeymoon Official. So you can follow us there. And if you have any questions, we would love your questions. We will answer them on the air. And you can email us at ourlifeisahoneymoonofficial@gmail.com. And if you want to support us by buying us a Mickey pretzel, you can do so by going on Buy Me a Coffee /ourlifeisahoneymoon, and you can buy us a Mickey pretzel.
I believe it's buymeacoffee.com /ourlifeisahoneymoon.
Try a few ways. Yeah, we're new.
Yeah. And so I think that's about it for this episode.
I think it sure is. Good job, honey. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Good job.
All right.
All right. See ya.
Okay, bye, everybody.